What is going on, you guys? A21 Mayo here, and today I'm bringing you episode number 23 of the viewer VoD review series. You can find links to all my social media down below, as well as links to my Patreon and my tip video playlist. I would appreciate you guys go check out my social media, as well as my Patreon. If you do want to become a member, I would greatly appreciate the support. The reason I made that Patreon was so I could answer questions more in depth. I apply all of my knowledge to the game and everything. Think of it kind of like a mini coaching lesson. Whatever questions you need or situations you want answered, from my perspective and my opinion, that is the best place to do so. And go check out my tip video playlist. If you are struggling with something else in Rainbow Six Siege, there are high chances I've made a video on that topic. With all that being said, let's jump into the VoD itself. Alright, also one more thing I want to go over. A lot of you guys have been asking me when the VoD forum is going to be open again. And it's going to be open very, very soon. Probably within the next few days of you watching this video. I have 4 forums left and VoDs to go over. And from this point forward, what I'm going to do is I'm going to limit it to 10 VoDs only per submission period. So once I reach 10 VoDs, I'm going to close the forum. Once I get done with those 10 VoDs and reviewing them, I'm going to reopen it and so on, because my VoD forum got overflown with VoDs. I had over 50 plus to review. So I hope you guys understand the reason why I'm doing that. And that way I can kind of increase the workflow with the forum and have it up and running faster and more efficient for you guys. Alright, we are on Cafe Dostoevsky. Let's look at the bans here. So we got a Ying ban coming from you guys. Then we got an Echo ban. So I'm not sure why the Ying is banned. This is a solo queue lobby. It is in the title of the VoD, so he might have been outvoted in that aspect. There could be like a 3-stack or something, or a 4-stack. So they just outvoted him. And Echo, I mean, Echo is actually really, really strong on this map, like extremely strong. So he's a comfort ban in all ranked, but getting him out of the way is really good, especially when there is a good Echo player in the lobby and he enjoys playing Echo. Nothing is worse than a good and efficient Echo player. So that's understandable. But the Ying ban, I mean, come on, like you ain't gotta do all that now, Chief. All right, so first round we went Vigil. Personally, whenever I solo queue on my solo queue account, I play ops that I feel like are needed. So, from me looking at this lineup, if I were you and I wanted to play Vigil, I'd probably drop him and want to go like a Valkyrie or a Maestro, just so you have a little bit of intel, because this is a very intel heavy map. There's not a lot of sound cues that you can get from the attackers, like breaking a barricade or things like that. It's a pretty straightforward map in the sense of not a lot the attackers have to go through in order to get into the bomb site. Now take that with a grain of salt, obviously. I'm not saying like it's easy to attack this map, but on less maps, that's unfortunate. But to finish my thought, on other maps it's a little bit harder to skim by and kind of crouch walk into the site. So this first death, honestly, to break it down simply, you just whiffed, which it will happen to everyone. It doesn't matter if you're on console or whatever. It was a very good read because, again, what I just said, it's very common for attackers to try to kind of crouch walk through the map, drone very lightly, because there's not a lot of things that the map has to give the defenders the intel of where a certain attacker is. But that's a very good read because it is common for an attacker to try to crouch walk up the white stairs. But at the end of the day, you lost the gunfight because you simply whiffed. Everyone whiffs. Don't worry about it. Your pre-aim could have been a little bit better. The angle you were holding could have been a little bit broader in the sense of you not hugging the wall so much. But yeah, I mean, to break it down simply, you just lost the gunfight simply because you missed. Alright, let's see what we go here this round. So we got a pretty decent lineup. We're bringing the Maestro this time. Got the Bandit, so I'm assuming you guys are going to go downstairs, which you are, if you load in. You're going Vigil again, so I'm not sure how good your roam game is, because obviously, so yeah, you guys went downstairs. Now I'm expecting you to get the freezer hatch. Since you are Vigil, you have the least amount of utility to put out. So one thing to pay attention to is how much utility you have to put down. So for example, Jaeger in this situation has the most amount of utility to put down, because he has 2 reinforcements, 2 barbed wire, 3 ADSs. So he would be the most expected to reinforce walls closest to him. And then probably Maestro, Doc maybe, and then Bandit. But Vigil definitely should be getting the hatches, extending the most out of the bomb site on whatever wall needs to be reinforced. So that's something to take into mind the next time you are playing Vigil, or like a Legion, or an Alibi, or a Cav, or things like that. Pretty much the least amount of utility is the furthest you would go. Obviously, there are bomb sites where you don't really need to reinforce hatches, or you don't have the option to. But it's something important, because it could save your ass in a sense.
10 seconds. 5 seconds.
Alright, so you're getting spotted by a drone. So if you don't know where a drone's at, what you can do with Vigil is activate his ability. And you also have points on as well. So what you could do is activate his ability, kind of run around the bomb site, kind of where you're being spotted from. See when the points pop up, and then I think that's what you're trying to do right there. And then kind of locate where the drone's at. And if you do have points off and you're still playing Vigil, just activate his ability and then hold down the tab button. Every single time you get spotted by a drone consistently, it'll be +2 points. So it's very easy to do the math. Pretty much +2 every single second or so. And that means that there's a drone in your area. So that's something to take into account the next time you are playing Vigil. Alright, so the bandit dies early off, but I think we did get the immediate refrag. I'm not sure if it was the same operator that killed the bandit, but we did get a even man count back to your advantage, so that's good to see. So they have a buck and a sledge, so... Oh my god. Holy shit. Alright, again, crouch walking Ash, very common on this map. Very, very common to see. Now, as I was saying, they do... Okay, so it's buck, sledge, Hibana. So that should tell you... Whenever I learn what the last operators are, so in this situation, the only operators you know that they have is a sledge. Now, the reason I know they have a buck is because I heard the skeleton key, and I know what the sound cue of the skeleton key sounds like. And the reason I know they have a Hibana is because I believe she killed the Maestro? Maybe? I can't remember. But the reason I know they have a Hibana is because the sound of her Type 89. So those are very important things to pay attention to. And what I do personally, once I understand what all the operators are, is I run the utility through my head. So what can the attackers bring in this situation? Well, clearly they have 2 nades, so that's something I need to look out for. I'm not sure if this is pre-nerf or post-nerf of Buck. I'm just going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Let me see here. Let me see how old this VoD is. It is May 19th, so I believe Buck doesn't have nades. But either way, he's either going to have nades or flashes, and then Hibana obviously going to have flashes, maybe breaching charges on the rare occasion. But that's kind of what I do whenever I learn what the last remaining operators are. I kind of run that utility through my head, and kind of that kind of changes my positioning a little bit. So they planted the diffuser, and you are completely off site. There's really no way for you to know this simply because you didn't get a call out, so I'm not going to say anything about that. You know, once to your right, it's the buck. Yep.
1 friendly operator remaining.
So there's a very key point of info here that you completely missed out on. So right on here. Okay, maybe I went a little bit too forward. But there's a very key right there. That's what I heard. Okay, so that right there is the sound of the buck skeleton key. Okay? So keep that in mind. So you heard the buck skeleton key. Now you know sledges and bakery. You know that buck is somewhere to your right when you cross here. Because once you see this buck hole, he's not going to be to the left. Because this dock is here. So how would they be able to cross without the dock either killing that person or the dock dying? So that buck is not going to be to the left. The Hibana might be over there somehow, but the buck is definitely not over there. So you know automatically where 2 out of the 3 players are, simply because of paying attention to the kill feed and where your Jaeger died, and the sound of the skeleton key when you were in white hallway over here. You know where this buck is at, because you know that the dock is holding this cross here, so he couldn't have crossed, because he was making the hole, and the dock was still in this position when this hole was made. So that means that buck is somewhere kitchen side. Hibana might be service, which is on the left, and then you know that sledge is somewhere in bakery. So you know where 2 out of the 3 players are at. And that by that point, it's just a process of elimination of the angles. And I hope that made sense to you guys. I know that was very in-depth and not something that a lot of people pay attention to, but that is a very key point of information that was missed on your end. So there's the sledge. And then the buck was where I expected. I think that Hibana was in freezer, I believe so. But we knew for sure that that dock hadn't crossed just because the buck hadn't crossed because that dock was in that position ever since you came down the white stairs running through the white hallway. So that's kind of something, and that's a very, very advanced thought process. And you're not going to, most people won't be able to think that way in the moment. But it's something to pick up on. Every single piece of information in this game, whether it's sound or visual, is something that you can somehow bring to your advantage. It's just about leverage. Alright, so you guys went back down, or back upstairs rather, after the loss of bakery, or the loss of the bomb site bakery. You guys are bringing the Valk, which is good. You're on the Jaeger, which is a little bit of a different operator compared to the Vigil. So that ADS there can be shot from Skylight. I did not pay attention to where your other ADS is at, and you still have a third. You also have 2 reinforcements, so yeah. That ADS is sort of fine. I would probably put it. I'd probably put it. What am I trying to say here? White hallway, like tarp, plywood, drywall, whatever you call it, whatever the call out is to you. But the top white stairs. The Ash is trying to come up white stairs once again. That is crazy. That is crazy. But what you could do instead of putting your ADS on the left side of cigar door is put it underneath the Skylight. Because that ADS you put down near cigar door to the left of it, it can be shot from Skylight. So I'm assuming that ADS is trying to counter some sort of utility being thrown from cigar or Skylight. So what you could do instead is put it behind the bar, which you can't see because you're ADS, but the bar right here. At the bottom, located at the bottom right of the screen. Somewhere around there is the bar outline. And what that will allow you to do is deny any utility being thrown or any projectile coming through the Skylight. And it will deny any utility trying to come from New Hatch or default plan over here trying to come into Cocktail, which you are, or cigar door. If it's thrown, if it's in this general area where this large circle is, it's going to get caught by the ADS, which should be somewhere right around there. So that's something to take into account the next time you are playing Jaeger on this bomb site. Alright, so your team is just completely fragging out right now, which is good. And you are lagging out. That is crazy. Oh. Now, this makes me wonder, are they DDoSing the server? Because I know it's very common for IP addresses, and it's very easy for IP addresses to be found over console. But the way the ping is looking looks like it's just a server issue because everyone ping is spiking. But I'm not sure how it works really. So yeah. It could be a DDoS, it could just be server issues. So one thing I want to touch on is so once this bandit dies, You know where your teammates are at, obviously, because you can see them, but I know this Doc is to your right on Heaven because he's shooting, based off sound. And I know this Valk is new hatch around that area because you can see it through the wall. So there's a huge hole in your defense right now, and that is White Hallway, which is over there yonder. It's like over there. That sledge can just walk down Whitehall, shoot you in the side, maybe the Doc as well. Now it's a 1v1. So you need to understand what position you want to be in. If you truly want to win the game, you need to be paying attention to stuff like this. Because there's a minute 10 left, and I'm not sure what HP the sledge is. But he has a lot of time to work with. So he doesn't need to take this gunfight on the Valk. He pretty much kind of forced the gunfight in a way. So like you need to understand points of very specific and important map control that needs to be held, which is in this case top white stairs. Alright, so we swap sides on a 1-2 split. That's pretty good, I guess, for Cafe. You're going BB. Interesting. Definitely going to need the hard breacher here. If you're going BB, he's not bringing any team utility, so there's no point. Yeah, so you guys don't have a hard breacher. Again, back to my last point about positioning. If you want to win the game, you need to worry about positioning, and the same thing applies to operator selection on attack, because right now you don't have a hard breacher. You need a hard breacher on this map. I mean, it's not coastline we're playing. Like, it's very important to apply some sort of pressure, because attacking Cocktail Bar, if you want to take Christmas control, which is piano, some people call it Christmas, but if you want to take that control, right now you're going to need to funnel either through New Hatch or Cigar Door. If you want to take Kitchen, if they are downstairs, you're going to have to funnel through Prep Door or Backside Door, which is called Whiskey or Wine Door or whatever you call it. The double door backside, pretty much. If you need to take Reading, you need to funnel. You get my point. Pretty much what I'm trying to say is you need to have different rotation possibilities, just because you can't just funnel through doorways and expect to win a round, you know. Like hard breach is really important on most bomb sites and most maps too. So something to take into consideration. Just because bringing a BB again brings no team utility. You can't be flexible with this utility, because all you're bringing is a face shield. No one else can benefit from using a face shield. Only you. Alright, so that's not very good, what you just did. Because what you did is you completely avoided the whole point of bringing a Blackbeard, which is only being able to shoot his head. And the fact that he has a face shield, you have to break the shield before you can even shoot his head. So what you just did here is you just went all the way out to the top of this window, which is exposing most of your torso and body and things like that. So if someone is close on this red stair or these white stairs, and they're a half-decent player, and they understand, okay, this is a Blackbeard based off sound and things like that. I heard that they had a Blackbeard MK17. They know, okay, this is probably a Blackbeard, maybe not, but you're exposing your whole body, which is completely avoiding the whole point of you peeking a window and things like that, so that way you can protect your face. And your whole body is exposed now. So now you can be just shot in the body when you should be using a shield to your advantage. So it's a little thing to pick up on when you are playing Blackbeard. You need to use that utility to the highest advantage it can possibly be used. Let's see if you do it again. Okay, so you don't do it again, which is good. Alright, so you know they have a pulse or a castle? Oh my god, I thought that Legion ran out. Yeah, I'm feeling the same way. One's white window, one is cocktail. So that Legion cocktail rotated white window. He's close right. There's the Capcan running out reading door. Okay, so they do have the castle. Okay, so they castled that off, which is good for you, because that way you can get back on cocktail rappel. Now let's see if this Capcan is in this area or not. I'm surprised that Capcan didn't commit to the run out. Alright, so you got a minute 30 left. Your best bet, honestly, is probably just leave this area. So you kill the castle, which is good. Probably go to Skylight, because Skylight you get a lot more map control and you can see a lot more as well, so you might catch someone slipping. And you also have the face shield again, which you're doing right now, so this is good. You guys have a minute 10 to work with, and I say you guys, but now you're all alone. You know when someone's directly below you. He's peeking freezer door. Wow, I thought he was on the mini bar. Alright, so you know one's directly below you, you know one is cocktail, and you know one is freezer. Now it's all just a matter of who gives their life away for free at this point. Alright, so the freezer guy rotated, he's on the other mini bar. The other mini bar guy rotated into cigar. That did not make sense. You were completely away from the skylight and your shield still broke. Maybe you hit the corner of it, I'm not sure. Let's see if you can pull this out of the bag here. Yeah, you don't have much of an option. Yeah. So, I mean, I think you overstayed your welcome a little bit too much on the white repel, in my opinion. You definitely should have probably gone to the skylight once they kind of knew your position. But, then again, you did kill the castle. So, you did get a pick out of it. But you could have maybe gotten 2 picks or 3 picks off of the skylight, you know. So, that's something to kind of understand, is like overstaying in a certain area or angle or point of map. And kind of being able to be flexible in the sense of kind of rotating around, working different angles and things like that. Alright, so you decided to drop the Blackbeard and bring the Hibana, which is a good choice. Because as I said, this map requires a hard breacher in order to attack successfully. Most of the time at least, a large majority of the time. And I think the reason you brought Hibana is to get the small bakery wall. Which I hope that's why you did it, because that is a very smart and intelligent move. Because it is very common for defenders to hold bakery, and there's not much you can do about it if the wall is reinforced, which it is, and they also are holding bakery. So you completely read into the strat, which is very good. That's a good job on your end. Now, they're unable to play behind the bakery successfully. Okay, so you know one is either bakery rotate, or you know one is bottom red stairs. I think this castle is on bakery rotate, though. Maybe not. Okay, so they're already in. Now, you need to re-drone because this castle might be ratting out in bakery. Or he's red, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where that guy impacted from.
Drone's up and running.
Alright, one just peek prep. It's a dock. Alright, so they got a castle, dock, bandit. Alright, so Thermite died. So you have a really important decision to make. And that decision is, where are you going to breach? Because you only have 1 Hibana left. Alright, opening prep wall, not a bad decision. You probably should have opened red wall. Simply because you can kind of cut off crosses a little bit more. You don't necessarily want to open the prep wall in this situation, because you're not really getting much out of it. Because obviously you can't rotate through it. Now, if you are an extremely advanced Hibana player, and if you guys know anyone by the name of Devil, he is one of my teammates. He's the IGL. He's an excellent Hibana player. He taught me a few things on Hibana that I didn't even know about. You can actually crouch through a single Hibana, I don't know what you would call it, like one of the 3 like charges, like where it deploys like 6 of them, like one of those shots. You can actually crouch through that. But you clearly didn't. But back to my point about breaching the red wall instead of the prep wall. So you don't get many crosses when you do breach the prep wall, just because you're kind of looking at it from a linear line of sight. But if you breach the red wall, that eliminates all of the possibilities of them playing prep window behind the bakery stacks, like the little like pots and pans area, or the cooking stations, or the burner stations. That eliminates all of those angles. So If you breach prep wall, they would still be able to play those areas prone or crouch behind the further stack with like the little overhang thing. So that's something that is very important that I wish I would have seen you do, just because again, that's a very advanced kind of thought process, I guess. So something to take into consideration for everyone that's watching this video the next time you are in a situation like this or a very similar situation. Alright, I have yet to see you drone again. You guys have a minute to... Okay, I ate my own words. Okay, so you don't have another drone. Which is very unfortunate, but at least you tried, you know. Now, you do have 3 flashbangs, which is very strong. Especially in a kind of closed-in environment like this. Now, you know when he's either on the bomb, which he's dead. Good job. You heard this. You heard the same sound cue that I heard, so that's good. So you killed the doc because obviously he didn't swing the prep window, and the only other option really is either he's close to the left, he's prone behind the prep window, or he's holding the bomb angle, which he was, and you completely destroyed him. I mean, come on, the man has a family, like seriously. But hey, good job, good shot. But yeah, definitely from that round alone, definitely take into consideration what I said about the Hibana pellets and opening the red wall instead of the prep wall there. I want to say one of the the red walls wasn't electrified, but I'm playing the video in 720p, so it's a tad bit grainy, and I didn't really see the fine detail of there being a bandit battery on that wall or not. I didn't see if it was electrified. I saw that one side of the wall was electrified, but I didn't see if the other side was electrified. So it could have, both of those walls could have been electrified. I'm not really sure. But again, the principle still stands. Like the utility usage there, whether or not you could have breached the wall or not, you're going to be in a situation like that at some point if you keep playing the game. So something to kind of take into account. Alright, so they're bringing the mute smoke this time. No castle, no dock yet. Okay, there's a dock. I ate my own words. There's a dock and a Jaeger. So you know 4 out of the 5 operators. It's mute, smoke, dock, Jaeger. Now, who is the last going to be? It might be a Valk. It might be a Bandit again. It might be a Maestro. Something there. Maybe even a Legion if we're feeling a little frisky. But yes, you know 4 out of the 5 operators. So that's very, very good for starting out intel. Now, someone's got to grab the diffuser. It could also be the castle again. Maybe not. That wall looked electrified on my screen. I saw like little sparks coming out of it. Huh. Alright, so you know one's bottom right, it's the dock. Now I'm interested to see what kind of Hibana pellets he shot off. So he completely fucked up and shot the wrong Hibana pellets. He should have shot the left side first and then worried about the right side. So you pretty much did your job in the aspect of removing that area that was trying to be played. I believe it was trying to be played. I don't see why that wall would be reinforced and them not playing it, but you did your job nonetheless. Alright, so the dock killed the thermite. Now, where's the thermite at? Your team is in sight, by the way. I don't know if you knew this. Your Zofia is in back bakery. Or, sorry, back service. Okay. So good round. Your team kind of just walked in. Oh, the dock died. Or sorry, the thermite died. Bakery door. Too small bakery. Damn. He hit him with the tea bag. Alright, you guys brought it back from a 1-3, I believe? Maybe not. Maybe. 1-3. Somewhere around there. I know the split was 1-2. I believe it was a 1-3, right? Whatever. But you guys brought it back nonetheless. So good job to your team and you. You're definitely using your utility a little bit more careful as the rounds progress, which is good. Alright, so you guys are bringing the Valk again, the Vigil again. You guys want to go upstairs with a Bandit. Bandit is trash on upstairs, to be real. The only real walls that he can electrify that can't be shot from outside is the bathroom walls. That's pretty much it. I mean, obviously, like, you can electrify, like, I don't know, like cocktail walls, but who's gonna do that? But yeah, the Bandit batteries can be shot from mini window, which mini window is the mini bar near red wall on top red. They can be shot from mini window, and the Bandit batteries and freezer can be shot from skylights. So Bandit is complete trash. If you want to deny freezer, bring a Cade, either put it at the top of the wall and put an ADS in there, so the attackers have to burn the ADS and nade the Cade just to get the wall. That's a lot of utility just to get one wall. 2 flashes and a nade is a very good utility trade for a Cade. And even if you are Cade and you can kind of read into that, you can Cade trick it. So that way they burn the ADS, they throw the nade is wasted, and then you throw the Cade back on. But or you have the option of putting the Cade below the wall. Okay, so this is very good. You're wanting to place an ADS on. Okay, so that ADS can be shot from Whitehall window. So definitely move that for future references, or for the future, I guess. That ADS can be shot from white window. I usually try to put it on the plywood or the drywall, whatever you like to call it. I put it there as tucked as I can because it can do its job from that position. And again, it can't be shot from white window. Someone's coming up white stairs. It's the Ash again. Now, you do have Barb there. Bro, I don't know how you guys aren't killing this Ash. Like, where's the adjustment here? This Ash is an absolute free kill if you just realize, like, where she's coming from. She's breaking in white door every single round, and you guys still have not countered it. Alright, so either Thatcher, I think it's a Thatcher, right? Maybe Sledge. Either Thatcher or Sledge is on the skylight, you know that. Alright, so you guys are in a 3v3 situation. There's only 2 sight, though. I wouldn't sit here, because, prime example, you can get wall banged. And there's really no reason to sit here. So playing Cocktail on this map, the reinforcement not being there aside, playing Cocktail on this map and playing this area is a little bit more tricky than people think. So once they establish map control into the map, so like once they take cigar control, piano control, new hatch control, things like that, it's kind of not a very good idea to sit in this area, because if you want to cross successfully, you're most likely going to have to take a gunfight or even die. Which then it wouldn't be a successful cross because you died. So putting yourself in this position is not good, first off. And secondly, you don't have a reinforcement to protect you. And thirdly, you don't have a rotate, which is a little bit more common in a higher elo. And kind of players who are competent. I'm not calling you incompetent. I'm just saying your team is kind of incompetent. Having a rotate here, Cocktail, is common as well, because that allows you to crouch up behind the bar and kind of play behind that mini bar there. So again, you crossed, which I said. Now, luckily, no one was holding the cross, so you got away scot-free. But the point of topic still stands. The fact that you put yourself in the position in the first place is not good. So there goes, I don't know who actually, but there goes an enemy. Now you know that a buck, I believe it's a buck. I think it was a C8, right? The buck, it is a buck. The buck was white door, and you know that Thatcher is cigar new hatch. So, you know where or the last 2 attackers are at. So this should be a very free round if the... Oh, he's close. He's close. Oh my god. Alright, that's good. I mean, hey, you were kind of whiffing a little bit, but hey, not too bad. You killed him. That's all that matters, right? But I can't believe this Ella allowed the sledge to walk up. But that's a good round from your team and from you. You guys kind of cleaned up there at the end, the 2v2 situation. That's a tad bit Monka S. You just saw someone. Oh god. Hey! Good shot. Good shot. GS, GS. NS, NS. That was a good shot. It was kind of predictable for him to do that. I think you heard the glass break, which notified you that he was peeking that window. But nonetheless, good shot on your end. I think you were holding the angle a little bit too long, in my opinion, but I can't really say much because you did win the gunfight. You got an opening kill, which is very, very good on a match point situation. So, nonetheless, good job. Nice shot. Alright. That's a huge thing that some viewers of this video might not pay attention to, and that's a very, very smart move that you just did. So when you were the Blackbeard, the last time the enemies were at this bomb site, there was, again, a Rook playing that exact position that you just window banged. So, I understand why you did that, and that is a very smart decision for you to make. So, again, good job on that. I completely understand why you did that, and some people might not.
The diffuser has been recovered.
Ready. EMP grenade. Deploying drone.
Alright, so you know they got a Rook, you know they got a Rook, a Jaeger, and the Jaeger's unconscious, as I say. And then you don't know who the last is. I think it's a Valk. Alright, so you know Rook is cocktail, you don't know where the last one is at. Alright, so this is where you need to be using your Zofia stuns. You are over-peaking way too much. Use your Zofia stuns. I'm not sure if you know this, and I'm not sure if any of you know, well, some of you know this. A large majority probably know this. Zofia stuns are proximity based. So the same way an Ella concussion mine is proximity based. So a lot of you have probably been Ella stunned. It's proximity based. So you're either inside the proximity or you're inside the proximity and it detonates. The same thing applies to Zofia. The only thing is her concussion device is a projectile. So what you can do here is you can do a process of elimination with her Zofia concussion mines. You know that the dock is cocktail, so you don't need to worry about that as of right now. So you need to do a process of elimination. So you can Zofia stun into freezer, which will also angle check your hard right, which is through this door. It will hard check the hard right of this door. So you know, okay, I shoot the Zofia stun through this door, which is the cigar door you're taking the gunfight through. And if it detonates immediately, that means he's hard right, and you know the other guy's cocktail. You know where the last two people are at. You pre-fire the guy right, and either the cocktail guy kills you and your team refrags, or you kill him, whatever it is. Or it goes into freezer, it detonates. You know the guy's in freezer, you know the guy's cocktail. You get what I'm saying? There's a process of elimination. So make sure you're using those Zofia stuns. And if it gets ADS'd, use your impacts. There's no reason you should be saving your impacts at this point. It's a 4v2. You're most likely going to win this round if you don't throw and overpeak how you just did. So, with that being said, use your Zofia stuns, please. Alright, this is the end of the VoD, simply because there's a few seconds left, pretty much. So, yeah, that's the end of the VoD. You guys won the round, that's good. But the last round, definitely you were overpeaking this Rook a lot. So, definitely kind of cut that down a little bit. Use that utility a little bit more. But overall, I didn't see too many colossal mistakes. You had a couple upsets, but you kind of learned from them a little bit. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up the video. I hope this VoD helped you out. I forget your name already. I do. But whoever this VoD is, or whoever submitted this VoD, I hope this VoD review helped you out. I hope the VoD review helped other viewers out that didn't know what to do in certain situations or didn't know a certain topic, and I kind of explained it a little bit more. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope the video helped you out in some way. As I said at the beginning of the video, there are links to my Twitch, Twitter, Discord, as well as my tip video playlist down below, as well as my Patreon. Make sure you guys go check out my social media. I would greatly appreciate the support. And go check out my Patreon, as I said at the beginning of the video. I know I keep saying at the beginning of the video, but as I said, if you have any questions that you kind of want answered or feel you need answered, and you do want to support me in a different way, I would greatly appreciate it. And again, I put all of my thought and time, or as much time as I can, into a certain question or situation that someone's asked me on that website. So yeah, if you want something like that done, like a mini coaching lesson about something or a certain topic, definitely go join the Patreon family. And yeah, to wrap it up, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the support, and I will see you guys in the next video.